Are you looking for the best interviews from your favorite upcoming musicians and actors? Well, you better check out DJ Nydia's YouTube page, where you will see interviews from the best in the showbiz and music biz. So go to www.youtube.com/user/NYDIA03 and sit back, relax, and enjoy those videos. Peace.
Hi, my name is Mark Hildreth. Nydia asked me to do this interview with her, and it's my pleasure to do it.
So tell us about a day in the life of Mark Hildreth.
Well, when I was making this record, Warren Livesey and he's my producer, he's an amazing producer. I was very lucky to work with him. He sold over 15 million records in his career. And we would keep musicians hours, so we'd probably go into the studio about noon, we'd work till about midnight. And that's pretty much what it's like when you make a record. You're in the studio all hours of the day, you eat very little, you sleep very little, you sing a lot, you play a lot, and I'm really happy with what we've finished up with. The record sounds amazing. It's called Complex State of Attachment, and it'll be out this summer 2008.
So Mark, what genre do you consider your music to be, and who do you consider some of your biggest influences to be?
I would say my music is pop R&B. There's a strong R&B influence on me that comes mostly from Stevie Wonder. But Elton John is like the most amazing songwriter that, especially his early stuff, between like in the early to mid 70s, he just was like an unbelievable songwriter, and he really inspired me to find my own voice. But Stevie Wonder has a certain ideology behind his music. He has a certain perspective about the world that really turns me on, and I really respect how he tries to build value in the world, how he doesn't write about suffering, how he always writes from a standpoint of compassion, and I think that's something that's sorely lacking in the world, and something that I'd like to bring.
You mentioned Elton John and Stevie Wonder as some of your major influences. What do you hope your music brings to us as listeners, what their music have brought to us in the past?
There's a lot of great beats on the radio, there's a lot of great rhythms, there's a lot of great singers in this world. I think there's a movement afoot. There is an evolution of consciousness, if you will, that the human species, I think, has to go through, because we seem to be at this tipping point in our history as a people, where our science and technology has grown at such an incredible rate that, in a sense, our ethical standpoint and our ideological standpoint need to catch up. And so, if I can bring something to the world through music, I want to bring, I think, what Stevie Wonder has brought so successfully, which is a sense of wonder, a sense of awe, a sense of perspective about what does it mean to be human, and why are we here, and what are the possibilities.
I know everybody like me is dying to know about your new CD, A Complex State of Attachment. So can you tell us a little bit about the CD and where you got this amazing title from?
Complex State of Attachment was the record that Warren Livesey and I had planned to make from early on. The title comes from, I read a book in which the Dalai Lama was quoted as, there were a group of people who were asking the Dalai Lama about the nature of attachment, and how in the Buddhist philosophy, breaking attachments to things in the outside world is considered a constructive thing, a good thing. And somebody asked them about love, and they were like, well, what about love? I mean, isn't love an attachment? Do we want to break our attachment to love? And the Dalai Lama defined love as a complex state of attachment. And in my interpretation, that meant something that goes beyond the normal state of attachments that we have to, money or our car or our job. That there's something more to love that bears more examination. And as soon as I read it, I knew it was the name of my next record, my first record, which it is, Complex State of Attachment.
So tell us, Mark, what would you be doing if you weren't a musician?
Well, I have done a lot of acting, but I would be creating art in some way. I think there's something about the creative spirit, if you want to call it that, or just being creative. I've always felt the impulse to create, even when I was a child. My mom has really hilarious stories about, no matter what, I would get the paints out and I'd be putting the powder paint in my mouth and I'd be putting it in the heating vents, and then it's like all over the room and I'm putting it on the walls, and like I just wanted to create ever since I was a kid. I used to make these forts out of like mattresses and sheets, and me and my brothers, would like put them in the stairs and then we'd like slide down the stairs, because we had this great staircase that kind of had a curve in it. So we like put the mattresses on there, slide down. Like I just love to like build stuff. So no matter what, I think whether it was music or acting or writing or whatever it is, directing, producing, I'd be creating something in some form. Let's get to some fun questions now.
What is your favorite color?
My favorite color is blue.
What is your favorite food?
My favorite food is sushi.
Do you have any advice for people trying to get into the music business themselves?
Yeah, call me and tell me how you did it. I think you just got to go in the faith that talented people will get recognized. And if you have a reason to make music that has a purpose behind it. If it's not just like, I want to get famous, or I want people to like me, or I want to make a lot of money. I think if you have a goal, if you have a purpose behind why you want to make music, my experience is that people respond to that. People notice that. It kind of shines through, and people want to be a part of it. So I guess my advice would be, find something that you think is beautiful, and then write about it. I want to thank you for watching. I want to thank you, Nydia, for hosting this interview, and thank you so much for your support. And please, if you'd like to hear more of my music, check out www.mark-hildreth.com or my MySpace page, which you can find the link to on my website, and the record is available there. Thanks so much for your time.
Lastly, I would like to thank Mark for doing this interview with me. I know that he's a very busy man, and he's very gracious, and he has left us a very special surprise. So I hope that you guys enjoy. Peace and love.
As an added bonus, I'm going to play for you a little bit of my most recent single, Magic Spell. If I could bring the world alive with a magic spell, if I could only see the sight, I would try like hell. If I could make something right in my parallel, I would try like hell. With my magic spell, I'm gonna live my life like there's no one to blame. Wasting time is a crying shame. Little yellow world, you're gonna know my name, and I want you to see that it's